Good evening and welcome to the Telegraph Journal and Rogers TV presentation of the local campaign Candidates Debate for the riding of Tobique Mactaquac. I'm your moderator, Mike Gange, and we are coming to you from the Centre Communautaire Sainte-Anne in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Joining me are the candidates Robert Kitchen, Terry Wishart, Richard Bragdon, and TJ Harvey. Now over to our panelist, Adam Harris.
Mr. Kitchen, the first question is for you. There's a multi-billion-dollar decision looming in New Brunswick. That's the Mactaquac Dam. Its impacts are arguably felt all the way up the St. John River and across the province. What should be done with it? Should it be refurbished, or should the river be restored? And is there a federal role in financing that decision?
I believe that as in a green energy, renewable energy source, the dam should be brought back up and to A, refurbish, or B, rebuild the new dam. It follows in line with the NDP and our renewable energy source. And yes, I do believe that there is opportunities there for the federal government to help out with the province in establishing a continued energy source on the Mactaquac Dam.
Okay, let's go to Terry Wishart for your response.
Mactaquac Dam, the refurbishment versus other options is a very complex question. We need to take into account the impacts on community health, environmental health, as well as the cost per kilowatt hour that would be incurred if we were to go with a refurbishment of the dam that would be in the tune of $5 billion versus what we could be saving in kilowatt hours if we were to look at renewable technology and emerging technologies that can take the place of those. And we can be creating the shortfall of energy by buying that from other sources, for instance, Quebec. But it is my opinion, not the opinion of the Green Party, that we need to put all options on the table and all data needs to be collected and looked at in order to reach a really good understanding and decision.
Thank you, Terry Wishart. Over to you, Richard Bragdon, for your response.
Absolutely. I personally am totally in favor of the full refurbishment of the Mactaquac Dam and look forward to working with the stakeholders at the local service district level, as well as with the municipalities that will be affected, as well as with the province and the federal government to see what we can do to help move these things forward. Obviously, it's pending the full review process that's underway, and we're going to respect those results and findings, but with that, we want to make sure that we move ahead with this vitally important renewable energy source for our region and has the potential to create many more jobs as well, which would be great for our local economy and would make sense. So I look forward to working with the stakeholders in helping to move this project forward in a responsible manner.
Thank you, Richard Bragdon. TJ Harvey, your opinions.
I too fully support the refurbishment of the Mactaquac Dam, pending proper consultation with environmental groups, First Nations communities, local stakeholders, and of course the pending outcomes from the government itself, provincially. But I believe that the Mactaquac Dam refurbishment is a fine example of the potential for green energy delivery in this province. It's had a long history of green energy production, and I believe that with proper oversight, it'll continue to be a reliable energy source for not only New Brunswick, but for power distribution throughout the northeastern part of the United States for years to come.
Thank you, gentlemen. All interesting answers. Now, I'm going to back out and I don't get to play the wrangler on this one, so let's open it to any of you. What are your thoughts, any rebuttals on what anyone has said here today?
I'd like to begin. I think that my three opponents are of the mind that there's a refurbishment is in order. I take issue with that because the place of the federal government, if we were to look at the costs involved in terms of refurbishment, whether the federal government would get behind a loan guarantee is questionable, given the fact that if we are to outlay the costs for refurbishment versus other modes of energy production, that might give pause to the federal government in terms of giving us that necessary loan guarantee.
Other candidates?
I believe as a leader in this area that to bring to bring jobs to the area, and we need to have the federal and provincial governments working together. We haven't seen that in the last 10 years with our Harper government. There has been the communication between the provinces and the federal government hasn't been open. So most definitely, there is definitely a place for us as the federal government to help out with refurbishment.
Well, allow me to respond to that because, quite frankly, the federal government has shown on an energy project in a similar fashion, the Churchill Falls project in Newfoundland and Labrador, where they worked in conjunction on a major energy project and was able to work with the province and with the local municipalities to ensure that that project was able to go ahead. And I feel there is a record of that, but at the same time, our federal government understands that those closest to the situation at the local LSD and the municipalities and the provincial government are the ones that have the most localized and probably are best equipped to make the decisions at the local level.
TJ Harvey, did you have a final word on this?
Well, I'd just like to say that I believe that from what I understand, the Mactaquac refurbishment could create upwards of 5,000 jobs for 10 years. And as a strong partner for Tobique Mactaquac, I fully support that. We need those local jobs in this area.
Thank you, candidates.